Welcome to Arkansas Brit. This is Jess.
And this is Gareth.
Okay, so today we wanted to talk about foods. Foods that we can get here, that we miss from the UK, some foods perhaps that we can't get here from the UK, things that we can buy out here that, for a while when we first moved here, it took us a while to find, and we were a bit worried that we wouldn't be able to get them out here. Okay, so what would you like to start with, Jess?
Cadbury's chocolate.
Okay, alright, so we don't have any Cadbury's chocolate here to show you, but one of the things that we found when we first got here is chocolate here in the US is different to chocolate in the UK. It tastes quite different, especially milk chocolate. Dark chocolate not so different, but milk chocolate especially. So mainly what I prefer is Cadbury's chocolate. Well, with Cadbury's chocolate, the problem is that Cadbury's licensed it out to Hershey's to make in the United States. So you can buy Cadbury's chocolate out here. It's branded Cadbury's and it's in a Cadbury's package, but it isn't actually Cadbury's chocolate, not as we know it at least. It's similar, and it's close. But I find American chocolate, Hershey's in particular, has a slightly acidic taste to it to me. And I find that the Hershey's version of Cadbury's chocolate has that. The other thing I found when I was looking online as to why they were so different is that the ingredients are actually slightly different. Not much, but the difference is mainly that Cadbury's in the UK and in Europe uses palm oil and vegetable oil, whereas the Cadbury's here in the US uses only cocoa oil. Cocoa oil, not cocoa oil. Yeah, uses only cocoa oil. So I think that's got something to do with why the chocolate out here seems to taste a bit more bitter, and also why the chocolate out here just tastes a bit more acidic. But you can buy British Cadbury's chocolate online, and you can order it in. The problem with that is that technically you're not supposed to, because Hershey's holds the license to distribute it here in the US, and they don't like you being able to import the European one, because then Hershey's isn't making their money on it, and they pay Cadbury's quite a lot of money, I presume, for the license to produce Cadbury's chocolate out here. Speaking of Cadbury's, if you can reach the drinking chocolate there. So here's something we were able to get out here, and I was so pleased when we found it, is the Cadbury's drinking chocolate. This in particular we bought from an Indian food market, and anyone from the UK looking for foods that are the same as the ones we have back home, you want to go to Indian food markets here in the US. They're a good place to get. I mean, it's not technically the British version, but it's the version that's being sold in India, and it's the same stuff as far as I can tell. Anyway, it tastes the same to me.
Another thing about chocolate, just backtracking a little bit, is chocolate out here, you don't really get very many different types of white chocolate. You can go to Lindt and buy white chocolate. There's not a lot of selection for white chocolate out here. They're starting to expand into it, but just not that much yet.
Yeah, I don't know if that's everywhere in the US, but here, particularly in central Arkansas, I've not been able to find much white chocolate. But Lindt is about the only one that I've managed to find. Tea, yeah, why not? We're English, we love tea, or British, and yeah. So out here, actually in Kroger, we were able to buy PG Tips. It's not the brand of tea that I would have chosen back home. We used to drink it a bit when I was younger. Mainly we drank Thai Fu or stuff like that. But PG Tips is a good English tea, and you can get it out here. You can get it in Kroger. So yeah, if you're looking for proper British tea, Kroger, PG Tips.
If you're looking for other teas, just beware, if you're from the UK, that a lot of the teas out here are very weak. They're actually meant to be made into iced teas for the most part. They don't really drink a lot of hot tea. The best tea we found that's close to an English brand for Earl Grey is the Bigelow brand of Earl Grey tea out here. And it's still, you have to brew it a little longer than the British tea, but it'll get a close enough taste to it.
Yeah.
I'll let you choose the next one.
All right, one of my all-time favorite things out here that for a long time I couldn't get. One of my all-time favorite things from the UK is brown sauce, HP brown sauce, and we finally managed to find it. And again, I think this was Kroger. Yeah, another Kroger find. So yeah, whenever they have it, they don't always have it. Whenever they do, we buy this, on bulk. We buy as much as we can get because we don't know when they're going to have it and when they're not. But if you are from the UK and you want brown sauce and you just can't find it anywhere, there is a passable alternative that they sell out here, and that is A1 steak sauce. Now, it's not the same. This is very watery, so don't just go to expect to be shaking it out onto your food the way you would with brown sauce. Get out there. But no, because this is like liquid, and this will flood your plate really quick. But it doesn't taste the same, but it's got a similar taste, and especially if you're using it for chips or fries, as they call them out here. This will go well. It's a bit runny. Oh, and our light has died. Okay, but yeah, it's a bit runny, but it will go well. It will pass.
So the next thing, carrying on from chips and French fries, depends on where you're from. I love vinegar. Now, I don't really like the vinegar they do out here quite so much as I like the malt vinegar that you can get from Walmart. It's the London pub version. As far as I've found, we've not found the brand we like from the UK, but this is close.
It's not really London, British, anything. It's made out here. It's sold at Walmart. But it's all branded to be British London pub, and yeah, this tastes a lot like the sort of vinegar that you would get at let's say a fish and chip shop to put on your fish and chips, or the sort of stuff that you might get pickled onions in the UK. A lot of the vinegar they sell out here is the white vinegar, so I think it's like a white wine vinegar. So if you're after the malt vinegar, then Walmart and London pub is a pretty close to a London pub's vinegar.
Yes. I prefer the American mustard. British mustard is fine, but British mustard I find kind of spicy. So the American mustard that's most popular, as far as I'm aware, is this French mustard. It's nothing like British mustard. It's sort of sweet.
You can buy this in the UK, French's mustard, and it's the sort of mustard you would get at a burger van or somewhere like that they would put on a hot dog. And that's really what this is for, in my opinion. You get this, it goes well with ketchup and onions on a hot dog, but if you want real mustard, like a nice strong mustard that like we would sell in the UK that you can put on a pie, or that you can have with some Yorkshire puddings if you ever manage to find Yorkshire puddings out here, or if you just want a nice strong mustard to have it with a good piece of beef, or well, you're probably gonna have to try and find Coleman's mustard from the UK, and this is hard to find out here. It's not commonly sold as far as we can tell. Where did we get this? Was this in the Indian food store?
I think it was the Indian food store.
Yeah, I think we got this in the Indian food store. So yeah, Coleman's mustard, you can buy it out here, but look again in your Indian food stores, because that'll be where you find real mustard. But something I absolutely love, and my wife loves, is Branston Pickle. So if you're having it with some cheese on toast or whatever, you got to get some Branston Pickle. And they sell it out here. Was this another Kroger buy?
This is another Kroger buy.
Yeah. So Kroger, Branston Pickle. Well done, Kroger. So yeah, and this is exactly the Branston Pickle you get in the UK. You're not gonna start eating this and go, oh, what did they change? This is great. I think it's even imported because it's got the original ingredients and stuff on the back like you get in the UK, and then it's got the sticker over the top. So I'm pretty sure Kroger imports this from the UK. Let's have a look at the Ribena. This again, another Kroger buy. Ribena, yes. So anyone who's watching this who's from the US, you won't really get, but we do a lot of these in the UK. These juices that are like, I suppose it's like a cordial or something. You know, it's a very strong juice, and you mix it. So I've heard a lot of Americans say that they tried Ribena from Kroger and it was disgusting. Well, that's because they poured it neat and started drinking it. So this is the sort of stuff that parents used to give kids to take to school, you know. And you pour a very small amount in a glass, and then the rest of it is water. You mix it. This is similar to these things that you get out here in the US, these little Kool-Aid squirter things. I think they're starting to do these in the UK now. I remember seeing some similar to this just before I left. This is way more concentrated than this is, of course, but they're similar. You know, you wouldn't want to drink a whole glass of this, no more than you would want to drink a whole glass of this. But yeah, you can get Ribena, you can get it in Kroger. It's the same stuff, it tastes great, and it's a absolute godsend on one of those days when you just are feeling homesick. You want to go home, you can have a glass of this. It takes you right back to childhood, sitting there sipping it out of a juice cup in school. It's great. Your syrup dilemma.
Yes. So, I love American syrup, and it is generally always in a bottle that looks kind of like this. It's loads of different brands of syrup, and I love the log cabin syrup. And you put on pancakes, you put on waffles, you know, it's really good. But then you get the British syrup.
Yes.
And I'll let you explain that.
Okay, so anyone from England, you'll be familiar with this. So to me, this is watery and it doesn't have a lot of flavour. I mean, it's sweet. It is sweet, and it's like it's maple syrup, right? It's very thin. It's tasty and it's good on certain things, but I wouldn't want to put that on something that I would normally have, golden syrup with in the UK, because you just don't get the flavour. This golden syrup, for anyone from the US that hasn't tried it, it tastes very caramel. It tastes very caramelly. It's very strong. It's a much stronger flavour. And I think that's perhaps why you don't like it. The flavour's very strong. But yeah, you can get this out here. I think we got this from Indian Food Market.
Yes, that was from the food market.
Yeah. If you're into the sort of the light syrup that you might get on an ice cream, let's say in the UK at the beach, you might go and get an ice cream with some syrup sauce on it. That's going to be more like this. And if you're American and you're wanting syrup in the UK that's close to yours, this isn't it. This is not close. You want to get some sort of ice cream syrup or maple syrup in the UK, and it's going to be closer to the syrup that you're used to from the US.
Yeah, and just a note about the golden syrup. The golden syrup has more of a consistency of the corn syrups they do out here.
It's more
a
viscous.
lot thicker.
Yeah. All right. So, Liam Perrins in the UK, same stuff, different bowl. That's it. It is a Worcestershire sauce, and yeah, they sell Worcestershire sauce out here in the US, and I think it's quite successful because I've seen it in many shops. It's just a different label. So if you're looking for Worcestershire sauce to put on your cheese on toast, that's the label you're looking for. It's great, tastes exactly the same to me. What do you think?
Yeah, same to me as well. They use it in barbecues out here more. Like if you watch the Barbecue Pit Masters, you'll see that, or at least a similar thing to that. They'll use Worcestershire sauce in making their barbecue sauces, and you can use it in a lot of different things, casseroles and things like that, and it's very good.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. For my all-time favorite spread that I absolutely love, divides families, divides continents. You know, you either love it or you hate it. Marmite, right?
I won't eat this.
I love Marmite, absolutely love it, and you can buy it out here. It's not everywhere, it's not common, but you can buy it in Kroger. or again in food markets. Kroger has it sometimes. When they do, I pick up several jars because I love the stuff. And I have to ration this because I never know when I'm going to get another supply of it, short of ordering it from Amazon. And for everything we talk about here, I will say, if you're worried about moving here and getting stuff that you love from home, Amazon. You can buy just about anything from Amazon. So you will be able to get just about anything you miss, but you may have to pay a lot of money to ship it, especially if it's heavy. But yes, Marmite, I love it. Loads of people hate it. Again, I think this is something that has a very strong taste, and I think Americans have a tendency to use too much of it when they try it, and puts them off forever. You know, much like the Ribena thing. You know, I think if I drank a glass of neat Ribena, yeah, I'd probably go off Ribena for the rest of my life. And I think the same, watching people try Marmite, if I took a spoonful of Marmite and that was my first experience of it, would probably have put me off for life. Use sparingly.
Yes, so normally to eat Marmite, you'd get a piece of toast, you would butter it, and then very thinly spread the Marmite on that piece of toast.
And I mean thinly to taste. Of course, if you're trying it for the first time, go as thin as you can. Try it first. Once you get used to it and you enjoy it, then spread it as thick as you want. There's no rules on it. You don't have to spread it thin. But I think when you're trying it for the first time, thinner is better. It's like soy sauce or wasabi or something like that. You know, when you're trying it for the first time, you want to use a little because it's a strong taste. Okay.
So, I do not like gravy out here very much. Brown gravy out here is nothing like the gravy I grew up with because I grew up mostly in the UK. The gravy you get in the UK is Bisto.
Bisto. Yes, I love Bisto gravy. Haven't found the chicken gravy.
No.
Only the beef gravy, but it's great. Tastes nothing like American gravy. On the flip side, I also love American gravy, especially the American brown gravy. The white gravy I find to be good, but it tends to be a bit low on flavour. It's salty. It's all right on certain foods. I do enjoy it, but I prefer the American brown gravy on that sort of thing. But still, I prefer Bisto to either of them. Probably just because of what I grew up with, the same as Jess. Jess grew up on military bases and things in the UK, you know, US military bases in the UK, and you know, she grew up with a lot of British food, so she grew up with Bisto, just like I did. And yes, I love Bisto. As you can hear, this tin is almost empty, so we need to get more at some point.
And our next delivery is from Amazon. The only place I have found Bisto so far is Amazon. Kroger doesn't stock it, and neither does the Indian Market.
Yeah. Okay, the next thing is a bit of a bonus item. It's not really something British. It is, I believe, French, is it? Or
I'm not sure.
It's European, that's for sure. But it's not British. But Nutella. I love Nutella. Have done since I was a child, you know, and I love it. You can buy it out here in the US. As far as I can tell, it tastes exactly the same. I'm not a big Nutella person, so it might be a bit different. I don't know for sure, but as far as I can tell, it tastes exactly the same. You can buy this everywhere. It's very popular out here. So if you are someone who loves Nutella, like, you know, shout out to my mum if she watches this. She loves Nutella. So yeah, you get Nutella out here easily. It's everywhere.
Yep.
Tastes the same to me.
And the best way I like to eat Nutella is I like to do a piece of toast and then just outright slap it onto the toast because the bottom part melts and it starts to get really gooey and it's just very nice on toast.
Okay, well that might be a good place to stop this video for now then before it gets too long. So, thank you all for watching.
Thank you so much.